amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Whenever you look my video, whenever you watch my video, share the video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Share it in your WhatsApp group so that people can get information on what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria, mainly against the Biafrans, against the Duduas, against the indigenous people in the contraption called Nigeria. I try as much as possible to set the record straight. I don't preach hate speech. I don't speak against people. I set the record straight. The only important thing I do here is to make sure that the plight of the people remains on the front burner and the world will know the true story of what is going on in the contraption called Nigeria. Remember, they will always change the narrative. The government will always try as much as possible to use the conventional media to change the narrative, but that I will not allow. In this platform, we'll set the record straight and we'll say it the way it is. Not preaching hate speech, not by talking down to anybody, but setting the record straight and bringing the information to the front burner and letting the world know the exact situation of things. Each time you watch my video, you can equally go to the comment section, put down your comment, say it the way you feel it. It's so welcome. You can criticize if you so desire, but do it constructively so that we can be able to learn from one another. That is why I'm here. And now, I'm going to share with you a very important video. I hope after watching the video from the beginning to the end, you're going to enjoy the video and you continue to stick around and be able to enjoy the rest videos that are going to be coming your way from time to time. Thank you so much for coming. Today, the video I'm going to share with you is a very important video.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, Biafra people, depending on where you are watching from. This is live emergency State of the Nation broadcast today, the 27th day of January 2022. This particular State of the Nation broadcast has become imperative because I wanted to do normal exposition as I promised Biafrans yesterday. But today it has become imperative and very, very important that we have this emergency State of the Nation broadcast. And you are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, Enter Biafra live streaming app, all Enter Biafra platform. Those of you watching from the Facebook, we are going to do something as usual, which is taking you out of this particular broadcast because all our media warriors are probably streaming this particular live broadcast live and direct on all their platforms. So those of you watching from the Facebook, we ask you to hook up to our normal channel and platform, or you follow some of the media warriors that are streaming this live broadcast live and direct on their different platforms and channels. And after that, we are going to refresh so we don't have any technical issues this evening. I will try as much as possible to have this particular address, dear friends, in a very, very brief. And of course, the key issues I want to talk about today is to address the treacherous broadcast coming from the criminals in the DOS, in the name of Chika Idoziem. So, and of course, before I go into addressing Biafrans, like I said, we are going to address these key issues. One, the treacherous announcement coming from the criminals in the DOS, the people that Biafrans have actually rejected. And today you are going to be shocked how we are going to address this particular broadcast, what I call a treacherous broadcast against Biafra. I am going to address that. The second thing we are going to address is the issue of the Eastern Security Network. There is a different and a very important clarification we need to do today, especially as it concerns some of the information that are fake, that are flying all over social media and of course in some private platform, alleging that one of the commander called Engineer collected money from Tina Sanworo. This was a lie. This was a false accusation. This was fallacy. And I have come to set the record straight this evening. So if you are part of those who believe that Commander Engineer collected money from Tina Sanworo, I have come to set the record very straight today that he did not collect a dime from Chinasa Nworu. Rather, somebody else did. And the voice of the person who collected 250,000 naira from Chinasa Nworu, I am going to play the voice and the audio of that particular person. So that, because what we do, we can't get Biafra with criminals. And that is the reason why the issue of those that they mentioned their name in Finland will be the last and the end of these particular criminals in the US. Those in Finland, we are going to set example for others to follow. Believe me, in matter of weeks to come, Finland will set example for others to follow. It is the last place you are going to toy with when it comes to Biafra movement. Chika Edoziem and the entire criminals in the DOS have no right to sack anybody, not just in Finland, but all over the world. You don't have that right. And of course, like I have promised entire Biafrans, Biafra people in Finland, we are going to set the pace for others to follow. So on this note, I call you now to switch over to our normal platform. Welcome back again. And like I said, the issues we are going to address today, I've made it very clear. You are watching live and direct State of the Nation live broadcast and emergency broadcast coming from me. And I remain Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's disciple on Biafra restoration. Good evening. We've just listened, of course, those of us who could hold our stomach from running, listening to that criminals and the idiotic Chika Edoziem on Radio Biafra. I want to ask those people that their names are mentioned today to stay resolute, to know that you are doing the right thing, to know that the entire Biafrans are with you, to know that whatever you do, you are doing the right thing. Stay strong. We, the Biafra people, we, the autopilot, we will be together and we are going to prove a point at the due time. And on this note, I will dare say that the broadcast of Chika Edoziem, the criminals who parade themselves on Radio Biafra in the name of fighting for Biafra restoration. Today, he came to Radio Biafra and the only thing he did was, as usual, he can't make a broadcast without sacking those. Or, of course, the sacking doesn't have any effect. Calling the names of those who are loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra and pronouncing their sack, expulsion. Coming to Radio Biafra every time to sack people, to sack those who are following the legacies laid down by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and those who know exactly what they are doing in Biafra struggle. Today, everything you hear from the criminals in the US are contrary to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preaches. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made it very clear that there is no hardcore in Biafra struggle. There is no hardcore in IPOB. There is no cabals. Today, Chika Edoziem, the criminals that the Biafra people have actually rejected, came to Radio Biafra, and of course they can enjoy that radio as, meanwhile, as it lasts, as they enjoy it now, but their time is going up. He came to Radio Biafra and informed Biafra people all over the world there is something called hardcore IPOB members. I refer every one of you listening to me today to go back to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast. When that issue of hardcore IPOB were raised and the question was asked to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he addressed it, and I quote, "There is nothing like hardcore IPOB. Anybody that dare to form cabals, you are out of the way." So what you see Chika Edoziem doing now is to build the cabals of criminals in IPOB. And of course, the entire Biafra have rejected them. we are going to officially expel them from the movement of this Biafra restoration. And the time has come, because the Finland you touch today will be your end. Finally, Finland will be your end. And Chike Dosiamu also informed Biafrans about supporting ESN. Chike Dosiamu, with his fraud and the criminal activities in the DOS, he did not mention the account in which those who he asked to pay for ESN will pay the money. He said, pay to your unit to support ESN. I want to inform Biafrans today that the DOS have no control, they have no command over anybody. Nobody in ESN listening to them. They have no control over ESN. They don't command ESN. They are not in charge of the welfare of the ESN, except few people who collect money from them every now and then. So the money they are raising is the money they are going to use to bribe few individuals who listen to them and who they use to commit all manner of heinous crime against our people. Now, let me make it very clear. The Eastern Security Network have approved account from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that account is called Umweri account. The Umweri account remains the only approved account, and we have changed the modus operandi of the fundraising of the Eastern Security Network. Nobody will pay money to any unit. Nobody will pay money to any coordinator. When you pay money to coordinators in the name of paying money for ESN, do you know what you do? You support criminality. They embezzle the money. And I'm coming here today with a proof to that. Because everything we say, everything we do, we bring proof. We don't just come to make allegation against anybody without a proof. And I am going to start from Finland. Today you heard that some people were mentioned on Radio Biafra and they are residing in Helsinki, Finland. Those people, no crime was committed. They committed no crime. But the coordinator that the DOS are fronting in Finland, which is a very big criminal, I'm going to now expose what he does with the ESN money. So, and of course, at the same time, I am calling on all ESN personnel to understand that some of the coordinators that are being mentioned on Radio Biafra are holding their money. And they must look for their money, and they must demand their money. And I'm going to show you example. Anthony Obasi, the criminal who paraded himself as coordinator in Finland, is
that girl is on fire.
When the Greeks went to Timbuktu and Egypt to acquire knowledge in mathematics, astrology, architecture, and philosophy, Africa gave the West the foundations on which their civilizations are laid today. Slavery and colonialism brought about the Industrial Revolution of Africa and Europe through the human and natural resources of Africa. Today, Africa still continues to fuel the lifestyle of the West, producing the essential raw materials that make up 65% of the imports of the United States, 45% for France, and 65% again for the United Kingdom. 6 out of the top 10 diamond-producing nations in the world are Africa. Botswana, in particular, produces the most diamonds in the world in monetary terms. Guess where the money is spent? 80% of the diamond industry's money is in New York City, $57 billion US. And anybody who's heard the story of blood diamonds knows what this has cost. According to statistics from the United Nations, 37% of the workforce of the United Kingdom is made of Africans, not British Africans, Africans. Due to overuse, pollution, environmental degradation, the natural resources of the West are gradually coming to an end, regardless of technology and whatever measures are put in place. The truth is unavoidable. It is inevitable. Africa will be the sole source of natural resources, not just for the whole world, the West in particular. Let's face the truth. The West is coming to the end of an era. Africa is just beginning. Thank you. For the sake of argument, yes, the West provides Africa with aid, but at what cost? The IMF and the World Bank constantly coerce African governments to open their countries up to Western corporations. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the richest country in the world based on natural resources, but it's the poorest. Why? Its wealth of minerals is owned by 32 Western companies. Even after aggressive debt relief campaigns, African countries still pay $20 billion in debt repayment every year. A stark reminder that this foreign aid you speak of is not free. The notion that the West educates us in any way is a myth, because they simply use the psychological means to make us dependent on them. Let's not deny the fact that Africa contributes 70% of the world's cocoa, 34% of its coffee, 50% of the gold that the world uses is from Africa. Let's face facts. Africa, if taken out of the equation, leaves the West finished, empty.
Did you hear us? Even the coordinators that the DOS are putting in their different units now are those who will do everything to sabotage ESN. They want to destroy everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built. Now, the voice, I'm going to continue the voice. The voice you're listening to now is a voice of a family member in Finland who paid 90 euro to the criminal coordinator called Anthony Obasi. He paid 90 euros to him, 50 euro for Eastern Security Network, 40 euro for monthly dues. Now, what is going to shock you is that when this guy waited for his name to be mentioned in the registry of those who contributed money for ESN, his name was not there. This is one of them. There are many of them. Now, when this guy requested that he did not hear his name, do you know what the coordinator, the criminal called Anthony Obasi, told him? He said, I will return your money. Now, returning that money became a problem. They fought, and it was because of the broadcast I have made. Some of you will remember that I have been making a broadcast and alleging that somebody paid 90 euro to the coordinator. And of course, there are so many people who also paid money and they have no record about it. Now, I have been making broadcasts mentioning this thing. It was as a result of that he decided to give 50 euro back to the person, to the family member, and again he gave another 20 euros back to him, and he refused to pay him 20 euro, the remaining 20 euro. That is how wretched these guys are. 20 euro. He is even threatening the guy that he turned around to claim that the guy is owing him, and this guy is not owing him. So I want you to understand that the people that the DOS Chike are mentioning as replacement are those that are committing various degree of crime in the name of IPOB. And if you give your money to them, you are not only sabotaging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are not only sabotaging Biafra, but you are just foolishly, idiotically, and ignorantly giving your money to criminals to go and use to bribe some certain people that are paying the money. And I'm going to play a voice, to that effect. But let us listen to this, our brother. Because everything we do with evidence. And that criminal, the coordinator in Finland, he knows the person that owns this voice, and he cannot come to deny that this person did not pay ESN, and he refunded the money back to him. Now, when we are talking about ESN, they are suffering in the bush, and somebody paid 50 euro. Convert 50 euro to Naira. How much does it give you? At least you can get something, even though it is too small. But people are paying 20 euro also to ESN. So 50 euro is a big money in that sense. Now, instead of the coordinator to support ESN with the money somebody have already given to him, he refunded the money back to the guy. I want you to listen.
I was waiting. I know my register. No way. You want to say, okay, how far? Now I'm going to wasn't really receipt that the guy receipt. That's okay. Maybe I want to see, okay, as a matter of fact, even to understand that say, how can I say that the way so as not to the way you as a woman and to the game. So that's I'm going to the as a matter of fact, I just give him I took it my money go. He didn't work for something he didn't pay. Now I need my money back. I took it him. So there was 20 euro.
Do you hear that?
After some time, he said 50 euro. He said the remaining 20 euro, okay, he won't pay the 90 euro. why are so difficult?
Till now.
That you can't go too far. On a physical record, we give you the guy did say,
are you hearing that?
This guy one naira.
Okay.
Boy, let's assume that we will go to the self. We are giving our freedom. You feel that? So you have to give at least as a superior, as a leader, you will get to give a first. He's not going to show you, but this guy is a shameless fool. But it's so shameless. Oh, I'm not so hearing. Oh, I'm not so hearing. I'm not so hearing his attitude. So that is not all. So when you would not be a chamber, you wanted to fight him, but I'm very responsible.
Are you hearing that?
This guy he will not survive it. But I know myself, I swear to God, to call this guy, he will survive it. So I just left him. I'm very responsible. I have 3 kids. I'm a responsible father. I don't fight on the streets. This guy,
20 euros.
As a matter of fact, I don't make pushing a member of this IPOP in Finland, but I can't even remember before so the only thing is that they are able to there at the next meeting, and that next meeting I need my money.
Okay.
I need my money. Yeah, without that my money that day on that meeting. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Now, you've just listened to that. And this our brother is coming to the meeting, next meeting. We didn't have the meeting yet. We are going to have first meeting of the year very soon in Finland. So he is also saying that he's going to come to the meeting to collect his money. Now, these are the kind of people that Chike Dozem and China Sanwo-Olu, and this guy called Obasi is a brother to China Sanwo-Olu. So they put him in Finland, let him stay here and fight Simon Ekpa. But we are going to surprise them very soon. You don't fight him. Now, what I want to tell you is this. How is your coordinator in your unit? How are they doing in their different unit way? Those people that have been implanted by China Sanwo-Olu and Chika Edoziem to collect money. How are they doing? Now let me show you another fraud. Another fraud is when Chika Edoziem came to Radio Biafra today to mention about ESN money to contribute money in your different unit. Did you hear him mentioning account? No. He cannot mention that account. He cannot mention the LLC account because it's a fraud. And what people are not doing is that people are not asking questions. If you ask questions, they call you autopilot. That is how to know those who are fraudulent. Because he came to Radio Biafra, he knew he can't mention that account on Radio Biafra. Now, ask them, those people that they ask to pay money to their different unit, where are they going to transfer the money to? Where are they going to transfer the money to? The information is not available. He can't make it public because he knows that the Biafra people are now opening their eyes. It is only those ignorant people that will even pay any dime to any coordinator anywhere in the world, because the ESM money does not go to coordinator. The ESM money does not go to unit. If you pay your money to those coordinators that are loyal to them instead of being loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu principle and the legacy, the story of this our brother that I just played now will be your own story as well. It is either the story happened there, right there, or the story happened to China Sanwo-Olu when the money get to him. Now I'm going to show you how China Sanwo-Olu spend the money. I want you to listen to this. You hear that? Chinasa has sent the 250,000. Why I am playing this audio is that because some people have accused a commander called Engineer of collecting money from China Sanwo-Olu. So if you are part of those who accuse Engineer for collecting money, 250,000 from China Sanwo-Olu, this is a proof he did not collect money from China Sanwo-Olu. So if you have spread that news, spread out falsehood against that innocent engineer, you need to apologize to him. The person that collected money from Chinasamoro is called Butuzo. And he is here mentioning that he collected 250,000 from Chinasamoro. And let me also tell you that when Butuzo was confronted, he also claimed that it is not 250,000, that he collected 200,000 from Chinasamoro. 200,000 from Chinasamoro. Now, he have given two different statements. One is 250,000, like you just hear from here. Another one is 200,000, which another voice. You people have it, for those who have the voice. So I have come again to make this clarification that engineer did not collect 1 kobo from Chinasamoro. The person that collected money, 250,000 from Chinasamoro, is called Butuzo. I don't need to go into that details. Now, the issue of this particular broadcast from these criminals in the US today is one. You don't hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their speech. You can't hear that name. Ask yourself, why are they not mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because deep down inside their heart, they are not regarding him as their leader anymore. It is all about destroying every legacy he built. Chike Dosiam came today because he knows what is to come. He came and started commending people, telling you there are war, telling you, oh, something is happening. And the question you should be asking those criminals who work with the Nigerian government and politicians is, who are they now, explaining the war that is coming? Are they no longer following their political solution? Those who are saying that there are political solutions, the people they discuss the political solution with are the people bringing the military, that is, they are killing people in Biafra land. And he came to Radio Biafra to tell you there is war. Who is bringing the war? The same people they are dining with, the same people they are conniving with, the same people they are sabotaging the Eastern Security Network with. So, how are they now coming to Radio Biafra to tell you about war? It's a scam. That is the biggest fraud. Do not listen to them. You can listen to what they are saying, like what I'm listening to them today is to, so I will say the record very straight. Now, Chike Dosiam have the impetus to insult our respected General Ihejirika. Our respected General Ihejirika. General Ihejirika is a son of Biafra. Is a pride of Biafra. Irrespective of his political view, General Ihejirika distinguished himself during the time when he was the chief of army staff during the Jonathan time. He distinguished himself. He was the one who waged war against the terrorists in the north. So coming to Radio Biafra to begin to threaten or indirectly issue a threat to Ihejirika is unacceptable. It doesn't matter if you try it, the land of Biafra will swallow you and swallow everybody that have any hand in planning against Ihejirika. I don't care his political opinion. Why are you coming to Radio Biafra to threaten our number one, a number one general, Ihejirika? Why should you come to Radio Biafra to threaten him? Meanwhile, you are dining with the politicians who were sending the military to come to kill our people. You refuse to mention Ohaneze Ndigbo. Ohaneze Ndigbo today told you that the youth in Onitsha are waiting for presidents. Chike Dosiam refused to mention that. He just want to scam people. He just want to, come to dish out a treacherous statement so that you will think he's talking to people, so that you will think he's talking to General Ihejirika. He left the people he should address and start addressing individuals. Ihejirika, of what opinion? Ihejirika have right to air whatever, I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. Whatever right opinion he wants to air, he is going to air that opinion. And when it is time to throw his weight on Biafra, he is going to do it. You think Ihejirika will come and support criminals like you? You think Ihejirika will come and support criminality and the useless people like you, all of you in the US? He can do that. The people that support you are criminals and politicians in Nigeria. People like Ohaneze and Co. Today, Ohaneze is making a statement that the entire youth in Igbo land, in Anambra, in everywhere have embraced presidency. This idiotic Chike Doziem came to Radio Biafra. He pretended as if he did not see something like that. He pretended as if he did not see a news like that. Rather, he began to address individual who was airing whatever his own political opinion. Now, I am also going to tell you today that I want you to go back to the broadcast of Chika Edoziem. You can't hear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from his mouth. You can't hear him pronounce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't. Now ask yourself this question. Why is the so-called Chika Edoziem not mentioning our leader by his name? I will come again to explain why. But for the time being, ask yourself that question. Why can't you hear him mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You can't hear him mention that. And I want you to think about it. The other issue that I have to address this evening is the fact that on Radio Biafra, he came today to talk and give this treacherous speech without providing solution how to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, apart from the legal team. He did not mention and demand the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which should be one of the most biggest priority of everybody that love this movement for Biafra. Chike Doziem did not mention that. He did not say we are demanding the release. But I know in subsequent broadcasts that he's going to make, he will try to correct these things. But he can't correct it. Because deep down inside his heart, he has betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he knows it. Not only him. All of them have betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the reason that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decided to work and trust those COVID-19 agitators that are professional, genuine, and have their heart and everything they have. They join Biafra with it. So these guys are bitter about it. Today, they have made this broadcast without demanding the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was one of the biggest and useless broadcasts that they made today. But I'm not even bothered. The reason why I have come to address Biafra and explain and clarify the treacherous speech coming from that criminal in DOS is for Biafrans to understand the reason why we've taken the path that we are following now. The path of truth, the path of diligence, the path of consistency, the path of resoluteness that leads to the freedom of Biafra people and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, each time they come on Radio Biafra, the only thing you get from them is expelled from IPOB. We sack you from IPOB. All the people they are sacking are those who are loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then they are going to replace them with people that will be eating your money, squandering your money, embezzling your money, and using your money for container business like the criminal in Finland. And in days to come, we are going to use Finland to set example. You know, I've been saying this since last year. We are going to use Finland to set example. And then after that, we encourage every other unit all over the world to follow. It is time we give them expulsion. It is time they step aside because we can't fight freedom with criminals, corrupt individuals that are worse than the Nigerian politician. How can you be sacking people and expelling people from IPOB? Meanwhile, you have criminals everywhere scattered and they calling themselves coordinators that when Biafra give them hard-earned money, they pocket it, they use it for their personal business, and when you request for investigation, you are sacked as an autopilot. When you ask questions about your money, they are threatening to fight you. You just listen to this brother. And I know that the coordinator in Finland will not even come to meeting again after listening to this, our brother. He will not come to meeting again after listening to this, our brother, because we know that he don't have that money to pay. He don't have that money to pay. Ask yourself this question. What has the broadcast of Chika Edoziem today, what did you learn? What did you gain from it? I want you to ask yourself that question. What did you learn from it? What did you gain from it? Did you hear anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release? Did you hear any strategy being put in place? Did you hear any idea? No single idea. They want to use ESN. And when we talk, some people will say, do you know about ESN? I am telling you that the DOS have no control over the Eastern Security Network, and I have made this point very clear, and I have made it very clear, and I continue to stand by that. They have no control over the Eastern Security Network. In a few days' time, when I will start the normal broadcast, the normal exposition, I am going to give you record, voice by voice, step by step, on how you are going to understand the politics and the game they are playing with the Eastern Security Network. So today, remember that tomorrow is the fundraising being organized by the autopiloted media warriors. If you support and want our land to continue to be secure, you must be part of the fundraising. I have told you people before, for the past 6 months, the only thing they do is to post on social media that your fundraising is fake. At the end of the day, we record success. Every time we have fundraising, they come to say it's fake. When they do not say it's fake, they will say you can't make fundraising again. And we are making fundraising. And then after this one, women in the US, our women will raise their own fund. And then after that, we are going to have more steady fundraising for the Eastern Security Network so that they will have steady inflow of cash. And everything they need, we need to support them like never before. It is not going to be, this year is not going to be like 1 week, 1 month fundraising, we wait for another eternity. No, we are going to encourage fundraising, and we are going to be having fundraising every month or every 2 weeks. We are going to be raising funds, no matter how little. We are going to make sure that our Eastern Security Network do not lack any tools. At this point, 43 minutes into this broadcast, we have 11,000 viewers. Live viewers at this point. 2,600 watching live and direct on YouTube alone. I want to thank you this evening. Tomorrow is going to be the normal exposition where we are going to be dismantling these criminals and their collaborators in the Nigerian government and the politicians in Biafra. And let me make it very clear, no amount of intimidation will make us to go back from this stand. No amount of threat, no amount of blackmail, no amount of illiteracy that will make us to change our mind on Biafra. So I challenge Chike Doziem and every other Biafran, challenge the criminals in the DOS, compromise idiots in the DOS to raise voice against the Ohanes Ndibo. Because Ohanes Ndibo said that the Biafra youth have embraced presidency for 2023. We challenge them to come to Radio Biafra and say that they are going to do this and do that, because they can do that. So what they are using Ihejirika to shine. If you threaten Ihejirika again, we will make it rain on all of you. On this note, I said, may God bless Biafra people. Think and meditate on this word you heard today. On this exposition you heard today. If you pay your 1 naira to anybody called coordinator, you have yourself to blame. The account where you want to support, if you want to support the Eastern Security Network, where the money goes is Umweri account. I have no control over Umweri account. I am not interested in anything leadership. I am not interested in money. The only thing I am interested in is to make sure there is steady inflow of finance for the Eastern Security Network. The only thing I am interested in is to make sure there is a steady fundraising for the Eastern Security Network. And in due time, anybody that have questions about finance will know where to channel that questions to. On this note, I say may God bless us.
We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you, and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again.